Hello, everyone. I'm Charlie, and welcome back to another DraftKings DFS Slate breakdown. Wednesday at UCL on the agenda today. This three-game slate. Of course, there's also the early Atalanta Brugge game, as well as the Merseyside Derby for the Premier League, both of which I will be covering in the FSI Discord, which can be accessed through the website in the description. But let's get right on into this classic slate breakdown. Monaco and Benfica first game here in terms of set pieces. I think it'll probably be a Golovin and Enrique split. Anderson should be right back and Enrique should be left back, by the way. It's just a small issue there. And it's interesting they have no Ben Seguir. And I know Lamine Camara is also dealing with like a slight knock. We'll see if either of those guys play. So a little bit of uncertainty for this lineup for sure. If Camara is in, he's kind of the most likely set taker for Monaco. So that's just one thing to look out for. If he's not, though, I expect to be Golovin and Aklic splitting maybe Enrique splitting, like I said. But yeah, it's just a bit of a mess there. And then for Benfica, it should be Kochku and Akertolu. Di Maria's the other guy. I just have no clue where he is. He's not listed as injured, but he missed last game. So I just have no clue what's going on for him with him. If he starts, it should be him and Kochku. But if we just go off of this projected for now, it should be Akertolu and Kochku. Celtic and Bayern should be an Engels monopoly there. And then for Bayern, it should be Kimmich and Olise splitting. Feyenoord and Milan. I think it'll be Haj Musa and Paixão splitting here. Nbom's taken a little bit in the past, though. Same with Smalls, although both have not really taken much lately. And then for Milan, it should be Teo Hernandez and then one of Rangers, Pulisic or Felix splitting. All those guys have taken a little bit in recent times, so kind of really no for sure thing. To kind of really go off of. Last game it was Rangers, but game before it was Pulisic. I know Felix took one off the bench, so I don't really know. Teo Hernandez lost something though. That's what matters. Prices. It's a Harry Kane slate, I feel like. Didn't win any GBPs, I don't think, against Slovan in that last day of the UCL league phase where he only had one goal, which is not really enough considering he was expensive and like you're expecting kind of two or three just because they were that favored. I'm still happy to get back to him for this game. Still had that goal in that game, minus odds again to score against Celtic on a small game slate where like one or two goals should be enough. Like I'm happy just to go Harry Kane here and build around from there. Other forwards I'm considering, like there's Leao and Sane, both seem just a little bit pricey for me. Felix, I don't mind at 7,400. I get behind that. Coleman's not terrible, 7K. Santi Jimenez is a little goal reliant for me in cash games at least. You know, like a lot of this 5 to 6K or like yeah, 4 to 5 to 6K range is just kind of stacked here. Like there's a lot of good options. That might make it a little bit more interesting to fade Kane in GPP or just pair with him in cash games like Bereth here, Tammy Abraham if he starts, Haj Musa set piece taker, Akertolu potential set piece taker, Gnabry if he starts, just a cheap attacker. There's like some really nice forward options in this 5K range. They say Akertolu, yeah, Akertolu, Haj Musa, Gnabry, love all those guys. Anyone else? Sheldrup, Sheldrup. I want to pronounce that as cheap option too. Like there's a lot of really nice forwards on here. Not quite as many options as that really stacked Tuesday slate we just had, but definitely plenty of ways to go here as well. Midfielders. Olise feels kind of pricey at 11K. I wouldn't go him over Harry Kane in cash just because I'd rather have the Kane upside. Bayern are also looking quite a lot more healthy in terms of attackers. I think Gnabry's healthy. I don't think he was on the bench last game, but I've not seen him on the injured report either. But they have him, Coleman, Sane now. So I worry a little bit about Olise being a guaranteed 90 player. Muller too, they have. Like there's options off the bench, which make me a little scared. Like he was when they were like more healthy, he was like a 60-minute guy typically. He only started to get these like 90-minute games back to back to back just because they were dealing with so many guys out. So that just like I just think about a tiny bit when considering like an Elise versus Kane or playing them together. Just a lot of salary there. Pulisic, I'm probably staying away from in cash games just because he's a lot and I just don't really like their set situation. Musiala, I could be tempted to play. Is he not in projected? He must be, right? Yeah, he is. Like I don't mind him here. Another kind of upside play here, not a ton of floor to him, but probably next best goal scoring odds after Kane, I imagine. Akliuch feels a little pricey. Rangers, once again, I'm just kind of afraid of that unsure Milan set piece situation. Ben Seguir, I don't mind the 6,800, but Monaco similarly to Milan, once again, just a little bit of an unsure set situation. And there's a lot of kind of cheaper alternatives I think I can get similar yield from below him. Like Kushku, Minamino, Golovin. I kind of love these 5K options here. Angles is there too, but I just don't love the matchup. But like Coach Goo set pieces, go Levine, potential set pieces if there's no Lamine Kamara, who, if he starts, will probably be my favorite midfield play on the slate just because he's likely guaranteed sets and he gets there more often than not. You have to worry a little bit about potentially getting subbed, but he's been playing a lot more in the league. Just can't really tell because they only have UCL games in these logs. So yeah, I like a lot of these 5K guys. I talked about a couple of them. Minamino, a little bit of more upside there as an option. So yeah, there's like 5K across midfield and forward. There's a ton of guys I'm super tempted by. Another forward I think I forgot to mention. I must have just skipped over him. Ai Shao, super solid player for Feyenoord. I don't mind him either. But yeah, Di Maria is super cheap too if he's somehow healthy. I don't know what's going on with him exactly. There's not even any news available. But if he plays, like I'd be super tempted by that as well. In terms of cheaper kind of punty mids, don't really love a ton here. So I'm more tempted to go more into that 5K range, be a little bit more balanced and go below that. Oh, and then Kimmich, I completely brushed over too. It's just a safe play on Bayern. Like I'm happy to just play him at 8,800. Yeah, give me my 10 to 15 to 25 if he looks a goal contribution. A super solid floor. I'd happily go that over Annalisa just because he's not going to get subbed, like no matter what. And sometimes he'll even have a larger share of the set pieces than Elise. So like they'll give him like 75% to a monopoly at times as well. Defenders. Guerrero, a little pricey for me. Teo Hernandez, I just plug him on most slates. He's got a lot of upside to him, has not shown that really this UCL campaign, but plenty of goal contributions in the league, sometimes takes penalty kicks. Just solid floor play here in a game with not a ton of super stack defenders. So I'm happy to eat that a little bit more of a premium salary on Teo and just jam him kind of by any means necessary, almost in cash. In GBP, I could understand maybe trying to punt a little bit more, potentially both D slots, just to prioritize getting some more pricey attackers in there. Like I said, in cash games, I'm just playing Teo Hernandez. He will be a core play when we get to that point of the video. We'll see if Alfonso Davies is healthy. A little pricey as well. And I just don't know how fit he is, even if he does start. Bonderson, I just never loved as a play. Like, he's been okay, but he is not like you can see him get these stinker performances. His floor is just not that super reliable. He's done okay against these kind of easier matchups than Benfica, but I just don't really think it's like a 10-point floor Vonderson game here, really. I mean, at that point, it's a GBP hoping for a goal contribution play for me. Small, there's no Haj Musa. He's a lefty, so his chance of sets increases if there is no Musa. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Otherwise, don't love him. Bowie's not bad for 4K. I just don't really see a world where he starts. Who's been projected for them? Limer. Yeah, I think that's likely the fullback pairing they go with, Limer and Guerrero. Enrique. I'm interested in this. The issue is Monaco just typically sub their fullbacks. But if we're seeing no Lamine Kamara, no real competition for, I guess there's Akli who is competition, but I think there's just a chance of him taking here. I'm kind of happy to take that shot just in case. But he's had super solid numbers when taking set pieces. And 4K, like I'm just happy to take that flyer on. Similarly, like we saw with Rierson on Dortmund today at like 13, or yeah, Tuesday, whenever you're watching this, had like 13 floor or 10 floor, 30 points with the clean sheet. It was just super, super solid. Ended up splitting, like I said. Like I just like taking a chance on these potential set piece taking fullbacks because their scores can really go to the moon if they end up getting that share of corners that we're hoping for. Other guys though, like you got Carreras, who's fine at 3K. Johnson, I think, is just a tough matchup. I worry a little bit about that. But like Dyer's like a center back punt if he plays. Sure, like I don't mind that. Jimenez, if he starts for Milan, 2,700 would be a steal there. So there is definitely some bargain options. But like I said, my favorite two are probably Teo and Enrique, if I can get to both those guys. Goalkeeper crapshoot as always. Highest score was what Kobo just stood on his head for this Tuesday UCL slate. I don't know if like we never know kind of who that kind of big score can come from. Really can be anybody. In terms of a core, Teo Hernandez, Kane, and then I think I just go Kimmich. That's probably what I go. I could be persuaded to maybe get rid of Kane for Enrique or maybe Kimmich for Enrique, but like I said, I'm probably just playing Kane in cash, like 95% likely. But yeah, guys, that'll be it. Good luck, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.